Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a Sacred Beast deck profile that plays Raviel, Hamon, and Uria all at once. And can even make Armital the Chaos Phantom extremely easily. So let's get straight on this, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and let's get straight on into this video. So, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Raviel because it's one of the best ones, the Lord of Phantasms. Now this card is really interesting. You have to tribute 3 Fiend type monsters in order to special summon this card from your hand. And if this card is, if your opponent normal summons a monster, you can special summon a Phantasm token from your side to your side of the field for each monster summoned. And then also it has the effect of, but if cannot declare an attack, and then once per turn you can tribute a monster, and this card gains attack equal to the original attack with the monster tributed, which is really, really awesome and really, really busted. Really good card, and just comes out at 4K, just like Hamon, Lord of Striking Thunder. Now, Hamon, Lord of Striking Thunder is a little more interesting. You have to tribute continuous spell cards in order to special summon this card, which we actually don't play any continuous spell cards in this deck. Because you can actually special summon this card off of the Dark Summoning Beast, which I'll get into in just a minute. So basically this card is, when this card is face up in defense position, monster your opponent control cannot target monsters for attacks except this one. And if this card destroys an opponent's monster of battle and sends it to the graveyard, you get to inflict 1,000 points of damage to your opponent. Then we play 1 copy of Uria, Lord of Searing Flames. I really want to make a deck based around just Uria, because it's my favorite. This card gains 1,000 attack for each continuous trap card in your graveyard, and then once per turn, you can target 1 set spell and trap card your opponent controls, destroy it, and neither player can activate spells and traps in response to this card's effect, which is really awesome. You have to send 3 continuous trap cards from your deck to the from your field to the graveyard, which we do play quite a few continuous traps in this deck to make that effect live at any time. So then we play 3 copies of the Dark Summoning Beast, which I absolutely hate that it's level 5, but I made it work. So what the Dark Summoning Beast does is basically you can tribute it, and then once you do tribute it, you can special summon either Uria, Hamon, or Raviel directly from your hand or deck, ignoring their summoning conditions, which is really awesome. You can also banish it from your graveyard, and then add a Uria, Hamon, or Raviel from your deck to your hand, which is really, really cool, and I love that effect. So then we play 1 copy of Dark Grepher. You can discard this to discard to banish, to send to the graveyard from your side of the field or from your hand your Dark Summoning Beast. So then you can activate like Call of the Haunted or another card that I have in this deck called Escape from the Dark Dimension to banish it. Then add a Uria, Hamon, or Raviel from your deck to your hand. Then you activate Escape from the Dark Dimension to special summon this card back, tribute it, special summon out one of the Sacred Beasts, which is really, really cool. Then we play 1 copy of Armageddon Knight, kind of same reason, just to send whichever one you need to the graveyard. Then we play 3 copies of Stygian Street Patrol. You need 3 copies of Stygian Street Patrol in this deck because it lets you special summon a Fiend-type monster with 2,000 or less defense from your hand to your side of the field, which is really important because you just send this to the grave from your deck off of Armageddon Knight or Dark Grepher, banish it, and then special summon this from your hand, tribute it, and then special summon out one of your Sacred Beasts, which is really, really awesome. Then we play 3 copies of Summoner Monk. You need the 3 Summoner Monk to be able to special summon off your Dark Grepher or your Armageddon Knight to get your plays off, and it's really important that you do have that ability in your disposal at any time. So we have the 3 copies of Summoner Monk. It also helps us with some XYZ plays as well. Then we play 3 copies of Phantom of Chaos. Phantom of Chaos is really, really good in the deck, and it's a combo starter in the deck. Basically, you can target an effect monster in your graveyard and banish it, and if you do, until the end phase of the turn, this card's name becomes that effect, and it gains the same effect. So you can gain the effect of Dark Summoning Beast, tribute it, and then special summon out Hamon, Raviel, or Uria after you've already tributed the Dark Summoning Beast, which is really, really cool. Or it can gain the other effects of any of these other ones, which is kind of cool too. That's in the graveyard. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Not the main deck. That's it for the monsters in the main deck. Let's get into the spells. The spells is where this deck gets interesting, because you think you'd have to tribute summon for that card, but you never will. So we play 1 copy of Reinforcements of the Army. Reinforcements of the Army just lets us add Grepher or Armageddon Knight from our deck to our hand. Foolish Burial just lets us send our copy of Dark Summoning Beast to the grave. 3 copies of Call by the Grave because we really don't want our opponent to banish that card. We really want to banish it ourselves to get our search. and we really don't want to be able to like get hand trapped so we don't get our searches. But the card that we play to never tribute summon that card is Transmodify. So like if, for instance, if I normal summon like Armageddon Knight, for instance, and I get I send to grave like something. Or if the really big play that I do all the time is this. I normal summon Stygian Street Patrol, I activate Transmodify, and if I have one of these in hand, like I'll have this in hand and I'll have this in deck, I'll special summon one from deck, and then I'll special summon the one from my hand, tribute them both, and then get my get my 2 Sacred Beasts, which is usually Raviel and Hamon is the 2 that I go for the most. So that's just the big combo with Transmodify. Then we play 3 copies of Allure of Darkness, because just about everything in the main deck is dark, except for, I believe Hamon is light. And I believe that Uria is fire. So that's the only 2 that we can't use that on. Then we play the final 3 spells as 3 copies of Fallen Paradise. Now, I'm not really worried about the whole, terraforming thing. This is something that if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. It helps if you get it, though. Your opponent going to target any of your Sacred Beasts with, or Armatile with card effects, or Monster Zone with card effects at all. And also, those monsters cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. And while you control them, if you control all 3, or if you control one of them in your main Monster Zone, you can draw 2 cards, which is really cool. And I really love that effect. If you control all 3, you can draw 2 cards, and if you control just Armatile, you can draw 2 cards as well, and you can do that once per turn, which is really, really cool. I love that effect. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we are playing a considerable amount of traps in this deck. So we're going to play 3 copies of Fiendish Chain because it's the easiest and one of the best continuous traps in the game. I thought about playing Summoning Limit over this, so my opponent couldn't special summon and I couldn't special summon, but I'm not really worried about it. I special summon a lot in this deck, so I didn't want to do that. But you could if you wanted to. 3 copies of Call of the Haunted. This basically just lets us special summon back the cards that we need to get out our copies of the Sacred Beast. And then 2 copies of Escape from the Dark Dimension. Basically, once you banish your copy of the Dark Summoning Beast, like this, you banish this off of the effect of to search, or you banish it off of like Chaos Phantom or Phantom of Chaos, you get to special summon it back and get an additional summon. So like your ideal setup is Phantom of Chaos this set and Transmodify or something like that. Because then you can get a really big combo where you can get all 3 of them out on the field all at once, which is just amazing. And it's really easily done. Like, you can get all 3 of them on the field at one time. And it's just easy. Like, if you open up 2 Fiendish Chains, a Call of the Haunted, one of the Stygian Street Patrol, and Transmodify, you're going to get it. And you top deck. I know that's a 6-card combo, but if you top deck the Dark Summoning Beast, which is easy to do, you're going to get all 3 at the same time. Because you're going to activate 2 of these, 1 of these to bring back, like Stygian, link it away, and then go for more plays. Like, it's really easy. I know that got a little convoluted, but it's really easy to do that. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So we're going to play 1 copy of Armatile, because you only are ever going to make 1. You're never going to make more than 1. Basically, on your turn, it becomes 10,000 attack. On your opponent's turn, it becomes 0. That's the big thing about Armatile. Then we play the Train Package, which the Train Package is the only, like, big XYZ monsters I play, and that is 1 copy of Rail Cannon. You need the Rail Cannon because they're level 10s or they're rank 10s and they're really easy to summon. You play 1 copy of Gustav Max just to inflict 2k to your opponent, and 1 copy of Juggernaut Libby. Juggernaut Libby is really easy to summon this deck as well, because you just have to take 2 Sacred Beasts and make it, and then swing at your opponent for 6k. And it's really funny to do that because you have, like, this and, like, 2 of these on the field, and you're like, okay, this isn't enough for me. This is not enough for me. I need a train on top of this. And then they're like, whoa, you just flexed on me, which is hilarious. But keep in mind, to summon Armatile, you just have to send to the graveyard Uria, Hamon, and Raviel just to special summon out that Armatile. You don't actually have to use polymerization, which is kind of cool. And kind of sucks all at once, because it's really hard to, like, get that play off. So then we play Utopia, Utopia Prime, or Utopia Prime, and Utopia the Lightning. Excuse me, I had those mixed up. Because you need to be able to summon that in order to be able to, like you can go Summoner Monk and then summon out Stygian Street Patrol overlay, summon this, swing for 5k, detach the Street Patrol and detach the Monk instead of detaching these two materials, and then you have a Stygian Street Patrol live and grave, which is kind of cool. And then we play a Baguska, which Baguska's here just to kind of like stop our opponent from doing weird stuff against us, and it's an option to stall out our opponent. One Exciton Knight just to blow board if we need to. Boral Sword to OTK. Nightmare Unicorn to bounce stuff. Cerberus to pop monsters. Phoenix to pop spells and traps. You need all of these in order to do all that. And then 2 copies of Wee Witch, because everything in our deck is dark except Hamon and Uria. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you really enjoyed the Sacred Beast deck profile. It's really fun to summon the GX cards. Like, I really love being able to summon all 3 of them at once. Like I said, I mean, it's easier to expect that you're going to summon them, like, turn, like, 1, you're going to get 2 of them out, and turn 3, you're going to get, you know, the rest of them out. But it's really easy to summon them and summon Armityle. And once you summon all these, you just feel so good. You just feel so awesome to summon all 3 of these. So, anyways, guys, that's it for the deck. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell to become part of the notification squad, and I'll see you guys in the next video, guys. And don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to click that playlist as well so you guys can check out all of my most recent deck profiles. See you around, guys.